From fireworks shows every single night to using your magic band for everything and being chauffeured everywhere you need to go, there's a bunch of stuff you're going to miss after your Disney World trip, so you better enjoy it while you have it. We're going to talk about here on DFB Guide today. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and if you guys have been to Disney World before, you know what I'm talking about. This is the post-Disney depression. This is the, wait a minute, I have to go back to real life now? And also for those of you who haven't been yet, get prepared because it's pretty great. And when you come back, you're going to probably miss it a whole lot. We've got some things to really not take for granted while you're there and to enjoy as much as you can. So the first one we want to talk about is the fireworks every night. There's those fireworks displays that Disney puts on every night in several locations. It's not just one spot that has those amazing fireworks, right? It's just about everywhere you're going to be. And this kind of pyrotechnic spectacular is definitely something you're going to miss and your kids are going to miss. When you get home, they're going to be like, wait, why? Where are the fireworks? Disney World offers nighttime shows in each park to end your day, as you know. And Magic Kingdom, you get to go see Happily Ever After. That happens every single night, except for specialty nights where they have different fireworks. And this is the biggest display with projections on the castle and Tinkerbell flying overhead. And these usually run about $55,000 per night. Over at Hollywood Studios, you've got that Star Wars Galactic Spectacular and Fantasmic, two options at this park. And the obvious choice is if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to go check out the Galactic Spectacular. If you're looking for something a little more classic Disney, you're going to head over to Fantasmic, which is a 22-minute show with Mickey battling Disney villains and appearances from some of your favorite characters, including Pocahontas. Over at Animal Kingdom, you can see Rivers of Light, which just became Rivers of Light We Are One on May 24th, and now features Disney characters and also animal characters from Disney nature films. And of course, over at Epcot, there's Illuminations right now, just for a couple more months. And that changes out on October 1st to Epcot Forever, which is going to be an interim show before the next long-running Epcot Nighttime Spectacular begins. But Illuminations is a classic. It's been running since 1988. I can remember going to it when I was just 10 years old, but things are changing in that park, and it includes the nighttime show. So Epcot Forever is going to feature classic Epcot tunes and animated Disney films, and then will be traded out for another show starting in 2020. Now, in addition to all the big shows, there's projection shows on the Chinese Theater at Hollywood Studios and the Tree of Life in Animal Kingdom and the Castle in Magic Kingdom. So there's extra little shows that you don't want to miss as well. Now, every nighttime show offers either a dining package, a dessert party, and or fast pass that gets you preferred viewing locations if you want the best seat in the house. It's not quite the same as watching TV before bed, and so you're definitely going to miss those fireworks when you head home. Next thing you definitely miss when you leave Disney, everything is Mickey shaped when you're there. And so when you leave, you start to see Mickey shaped stuff randomly. You're like walking into school or walking into work and there's a Mickey shaped flower or bubble or I don't even know, but they're everywhere after you leave Disney. But when you're at Disney World, you are seeing hidden and not so hidden Mickeys everywhere. And so when you go home, you're like, hey, where's all the Mickeys? But unfortunately, fence posts at home did not get the memo that they should be topped with a little Mickey, so we may have to do something about that. But if you do want to hunt for those hidden Mickeys while you're at Disney World, keep your eyes peeled. They are everywhere, from ride queues to the carpets at the resorts, and in a lot of places you might not even expect. Now note there's also an official hidden Mickey hunt at Wilderness Lodge, so if you stop by the front desk at Wilderness Lodge, you can pick up that Mickey scavenger hunt, and that's completely free to do, so it's a great way to spend a resort day or a day that you don't have a park ticket. And it features 7 clues to help you find 12 hidden Mickeys around the resort. And of course, there are some great Mickey-shaped snacks that you have to try. That Mickey Premium Ice Cream Bar is a classic. The Mickey Mouse Pecan Praline at Port Orleans French Quarter. That Mickey pretzel, of course, you want to grab that cheese that comes with it or grab some chocolate from a churro stand to dip it in. And then the Mickey solid chocolates at Zuri's in Animal Kingdom. That's a very unique item that a lot of people don't know about. And note that the milk chocolate is flecked with banana chips while the dark chocolate gets a lift from some chili pepper flakes. But those are just 4 of many Mickey-shaped snacks that you've got to try when you are in Disney World. And of course, when you go home, you may be able to find, those Mickey bars in your grocery store. So definitely look for those. Another thing you may be surprised that you miss when you leave Disney World is all that dedicated family time. Now, I know we love our families, but sometimes you do need some, away time, some alone time. But when you're at Disney World, it is so much fun to spend time with your whole crowd, with your squad, One of the best things about this is watching your kids grow and learn as they talk to cast members from different countries in Epcot, explore the animal theme at Animal Kingdom, and really benefit from the educational side of Disney. Here's a few to think about if you're planning your trip. Liberty Square in Magic Kingdom, there's the Hall of Presidents and great moments in history with the Muppets, which is super cute. Living with the Land, you can see where your food is grown when you're in Epcot. World Showcase and those Kid-Caught fun stops, those are super fun to do with your little ones, especially your little ones. They really like those Kid-Caught fun stops. And also at Epcot, those festivals always feature some kind of learning opportunity beyond seminars, like the Butterfly or Tea Gardens during Flower and Garden, or the Holiday Storytellers during Festival of the Holidays. And of course, there's so much to learn at Animal Kingdom, plus you get an up-close look at a lot of animals, and there's a lot of cultural interpreters there that can talk to you about the animals and the cultures represented in Animal Kingdom. It's really cool. So be sure to take advantage of the opportunity to have your kids learn while they're there, and also to spend a little extra family time. Because once you get home and everybody's on their own schedule, you really will miss that bonding opportunity. All right, here's my favorite one. Something you're really gonna miss when you're on your Disney trip is having license to eat whatever you want. Of course, Disney food doesn't have calories. That's what they all like to tell you. So I think when people are on vacation, they sort of let loose a little bit. They fall off the wagon for their regular day-to-day eating. They have ice cream every day. They refill that popcorn bucket anytime they want. Those refills are only $2. You can have cupcakes for breakfast. And we're not saying diets don't exist at Disney World. You can stay on your diet at Disney World. You can pay attention to your special diet that you need to pay attention to, and Disney's great for that. They're actually award-winning when it comes to special diet dining. But if you are able to have a little cheat day, it certainly is easy to do that at Disney World too. Some of our favorite indulgences are those pulled pork fries at Flame Tree, the Plaza loaded fries, the new loaded onion rings at Golden Oak Outpost. Those are brand new. And of course, those over-the-top milkshakes over at Beaches and Cream in the Beach Club Resort. Those are must-gets as well. And you can also splurge on a fancy dinner. Disney has 16 signature restaurants and counting, including the AAA Five Diamond Victoria and Albert. So definitely treat yourself a little bit while you're there. But know that it's going to be a hard plunge in cold water when you get back home and you got to go back on your diet. The next one, not having to drive yourself anywhere. When you are in Disney World, even coming to and from the airport, you can be chauffeured everywhere. You literally never need a car. Now, of course, you can bring one. For some people, it's helpful so they can get off property, maybe pay a little less for food, get their own groceries, or go to other theme parks and other attractions in the area. But you don't have to have a car, and you don't necessarily need one if you're staying on property. And while there are tons of transportation options, including Magical Express to and from the airport, it's not just buses. There's more fun options like monorails, boats, and of course that Skyliner is coming this fall. And if you don't want to have to wait for any of those options, you can also call a minivan through the Lyft app anywhere on property, and they also will drive you to Port Canaveral and to the airport as well. Oh no, this one's really, really hard. I've actually been noticing this one recently because I've been at Disney World so much recently, and that's using your Magic Band to do everything. I get really annoyed now when I have to pull my wallet out to pay for something. I'm like, why don't I have why doesn't my Magic Band work to pay for this? Because usually I've got my hands full and I just want to be able to swipe my Magic Band and I'm done and I can go do the thing. So I've really been noticing it a lot lately, especially at Disneyland. When I have to pull out my annual pass, my credit card, my room key to do anything in Disney. Anyway, okay. So your Magic Band, in case you don't know, is your park ticket, your room key, your fast pass, and it's your credit card. It's how you pay for things. So you don't need to carry anything else with you except for that Magic Band unless you're going to buy alcohol and you need to show your ID for some reason. So seriously, some days we just throw our phone in our pocket, grab our ID, and put that in the other pocket, and we're good to go as long as we have our Magic Band. You don't have to wait for bag check lines that way either. So if you know it's going to be a super crowded day and you don't want to wait for security, you go ahead, leave your bag back in the hotel, and just have your Magic Band band and your phone, and you should be all set, because all that info is going to be linked to your Magic Band. And if you need to manage any of your FastPass reservations, your dining reservations, you can do that with My Disney Experience, which is on your phone. I really kind of wish there was a version of a Magic Band or a My Disney Experience in the real world, because it would be great to just manage my whole life on that one app and use my Magic Band to open my door, pay for stuff, and kind of be my microchip, right? Okay, this one's funny. I say that because as I'm reading through these and getting my little bullet points as I'm doing this voiceover, and I've forgotten what's in these. And so when they come up, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a really good one. So that's why I say that. Anyway, the next thing you're gonna miss when you're done with your Disney World trip is the Disney speak. You know, when you are really planning for your Disney World trip, you kind of have to learn a new language of acronyms and different terminology, different words, and you start to kind of speak that way, especially when you're in Disney World. So it's really harsh when you get home and people don't understand what you're talking about when you say you're going to go to MK for BTMRR and then monorail over to Epcot for a ride on SE. And then you're going to grab a last minute FP for FEA. As you plan, you really do start to think of these things in acronyms to save time. And so it's good when you're there that people understand what you're talking about. But when you go home and you want to talk about it again, because of course you miss your Disney trip, nobody knows what you're talking about. You also miss people wishing you a magical day. That does not happen at home. Nobody cares if your day is magical at home, but the cast members genuinely do care about that, and they do wish you a magical day when you're in Disney World. And you also get welcomed home when you're in Disney World. When Disney Vacation Club first started, and the concept was that you actually purchased into that program, so technically you were buying a piece of Walt Disney World, the cast members started to say welcome home to Disney Vacation Club members because they technically owned a piece of Disney World. But now I feel like it's sort of being said to everyone. They welcome you home when you come to the resort, and they say welcome home when you first check in. And I think that's really nice, and I think it subconsciously really makes a big difference for a lot of us to sort of solidify and cement the fact that we want this to be our home sometimes. So I think that's something that people miss a lot, is being told welcome home when you get back to your Disney hotel. And you are going to miss that when you get back home. That vacation speak is sort of now out of your parlance, and you don't say that anymore. So I think that's one that people are surprised that they miss when they get home for sure. And then the endless activities. There's always something to do at Disney World that isn't work or errands, which is amazing. And there's endless options for activities. It would take you months at least to do absolutely everything at Disney World. And then they'd add a new activity or show or ride because that's what they do. So there'd always be something new to do. So if you're an early riser, you don't have to wait for things to start happening. Early morning magic events at the parks give you time before the park opens to enjoy all those attractions with really, really low waits. And the same thing for those after hours events. You get time after the parks close, sometimes till 1 a.m. to experience everything with no wait. So if you're a night owl, there's also Disney Springs and the Boardwalk that keep things going until 2 a.m. So you pretty much can't be bored at Disney World. Even if you're waiting in line for a ride, there's the Play Disney Parks app to keep you entertained. So the thing that you're gonna worry about most at Disney World is not getting everything done. All the fun stuff that you want to do, whereas when you're home, it's kind of like, oh, I've got to get to work, I've got to get these errands done, and there's really not a whole lot of fun in your day sometimes. So when you do get home, put a little fun in your day. Make sure there's something exciting that you're looking forward to each day to maybe remind you a little bit of your Disney trip. So there are a whole bunch of things that might surprise you that you'll miss after your Disney trip, and of course, make you want to book another one. I would love to hear about your things that you missed when you left Disney World. A lot of times people are pretty shocked that they become so enamored with the place when they're there. So let us know in the comments, what are the things that you miss when you're not at Disney? The things that make it really hard to walk back into reality because you missed them so much when you're at Disney. I'd love to hear from you. As always, you guys, thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. We would love to have you as a member of our channel. And please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear what you guys think. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.